You cannot build a new financial future from an old financial identity. It ain't happening, Captain. Like nothing you can do to make it happen. You must make your life, your business, your relationship with money, your sanctuary, not a survival mechanism. Did you know that only 1.9% of women entrepreneurs, 0.9% of Black business owners, and just 0.5% of Black women entrepreneurs ever cross the seven-figure mark? That changes right here. If you are ready for high-level, high-income conversations about all things millions, your mission, your mindset, your methodologies, your mandate, your movement, your messaging, your marketing, your metrics, and of course, your money, just by listening, your income is going all the way up. Every week, you'll hear powerful stories, transformational interviews, and million-dollar business growth insights to help you scale and sustain a seven-figure business with grace and ease, not hustle and grind. I am your host, Dr. Darnyelle Jervey Harmon, award-winning spiritual business growth strategist, eight-figure entrepreneur, and God girl on a mission to help you experience abundance in your life because of your business. This is the Move to Millions podcast. Welcome home. Before we dive into this week's episode, let me ask you something real quick. If this podcast has ever made you think deeper, shift something in your spirit, or take bold, bankable action in your business, would you do me a favor? Would you take a moment and scroll down and leave us a rating or review? Listen, that's how we grow this message and get it into the ears of more seven-figure CEOs and seven-figure CEOs in the making. Your words matter. Your support matters. So please take a moment to go ahead, rate, review, and then come right back because this episode is about to shift everything. Welcome back to the Move to Millions podcast. I am your host, Dr. Darnyelle, God girl, eight-figure entrepreneur, and the award-winning CEO of Incredible One Enterprises. We're a business transformation company, and we transform the soul and strategy of six-figure service-based business owners and equip them to become seven- and eight-figure CEOs who make, move, and will ultimately leave millions of dollars. For us, the Move to Millions has always been about the multiples and getting as many people to generate as much money as is possible. Y'all, I could not wait to get back to you for episode 2 in our brand new For the Love of Money series. I am loving all of the DMs that I am getting about the first episode. If you have not listened yet, go check it out as soon as possible. And once you have, take a moment and rate and review the episode so that more people can find the show. I am so excited about episode 2 in this For the Love of Money series. Again, the whole impetus of this series is 1 Timothy 6:10. For the love of money is the root of all evil, for they that coveteth after have erred from the faith, and that has caused them sorrow. In our very first episode, we pulled back the curtain on financial trauma. We talked about how it hides in plain sight, how it drives your business decisions, and it keeps your bank account out of alignment with your brilliance. Because let's be real, you are the best who ever did it. You are the best thing since pockets. I know that, I believe that, and I want to help you to anchor into that belief as well. So in this episode, we are going deeper, not just into what's happening, but why it's happening, because every money pattern actually starts with a money story. And until you can uncover the origin, you're going to keep repeating it. Y'all ever had a record? Like, I'm going back in the day. I might be aging myself as I'm about to turn 50. Remember when the record was scratched and it would just repeat the same line over and over and over again? That's what happens until you do the work. So here's the truth. You will never earn beyond the identity you built in your origin story. Oh, let's jump in. I'm excited for you. If you have not yet started listening, make sure you go back to the first episode. Okay. We're going to start by talking about the fact that your financial blueprint was actually formed before you ever touched money. Before you even knew there was a thing called money, your financial blueprint was actually being created. Now, here's what I know. I've done a lot of work in and around money. Your relationship with money was actually shaped in childhood, long before you ever earned your own cent or dollar. Like, I don't have children, so I don't know the age that kids start getting allowance, but I don't think it's before the age of 7, right? So you didn't come here with the concept of money, although you were born as abundance. The way you see money is actually inherited. And the way you see money was shaped by so many things and so many people. Number one, what you caught. When your parents fought over money, when they overspent, when they were being frugal, you sopped all of that back into a little compartment in your brain based on what you were taught. Phrases like money doesn't grow on trees, or rich people are greedy or evil, or that's expensive. We don't have money for that, any of that stuff. And absolutely what you felt when money was being discussed or around: fear, instability, pressure, guilt, overwhelm, or anxiety. All of these things, which you are taught, what you caught, and what you felt, they create a financial blueprint, which is a subconscious set of beliefs about what is possible, what is safe, and what is moral when it comes to money. Y'all ain't ready, but I'm excited to be here with you with this powerful series. Now, according to a Cambridge study, children's money habits are formed by age 7. You've probably heard me share before if you've been listening to the show. From birth to the age of 7, everything is being formed. What you are taking in is determining who you become. And according to the National Endowment for Financial Education, 9 out of every 10 people carry limiting beliefs about money that were formed way before they became adults who had to manage money. You literally are running your business today based on what you took in up to the age of 7. And it's important for you to understand that money does not just live in your bank account. It actually lives in your body, and it lives in your subconscious mind. And if your body does not feel safe with money, your business will never hold the amounts of overflow that are in line with your potential and how God created you. I'm going to go sciencey on you for a second. If your prefrontal cortex, that's this right here, for those of you watching the video, and your nervous system, that's your whole body, do not agree, your subconscious mind takes over and it decides what is safe for you in every area of your life, and absolutely about money. And here's the thing that most people don't realize. Your brain has 2 main control centers: the part that plans and thinks big, and the part that's trying to keep you safe and alive. The planner is your prefrontal cortex. This is where your vision lives, your strategy resides, and your goals are formed. But the part that's trying to keep you safe, that's your nervous system, which ties in directly to your subconscious mind. And when they do not agree, if your body feels unsafe, if your subconscious mind feels unsafe, even when consciously you're saying we're good, your subconscious mind will override it all and shut down the plan, the risk, the investment, the opportunity in order to make you feel safe. If you don't feel safe, if it doesn't feel safe, if it doesn't believe you when you say it's safe, it's shutting it down. This is how brilliant entrepreneurs just like you sabotage next level moves. Not because they don't know what to do, but because their body says, I don't feel safe doing it. Have you ever felt super excited about anything? I mean, you name it, it doesn't even matter. An opportunity, a big investment, and then out of nowhere, the next day you talk yourself out of it? Have you ever been there? That is not a coincidence. That is actually your prefrontal cortex saying we can do this, while your nervous system is whispering, but what if we fail? But what if we lose it all? But what if we get embarrassed or we feel shame? Because again, I say when those 2 parts of you do not agree, your subconscious mind is going to step in and it's going to make the final call. And it's almost never, like 100% of the time, is it going to be what you want to do consciously. Because the subconscious is always going to choose what feels safe, even if it costs you the breakthrough that you've been chasing. If you've been doing all the right things but still feel like you're carrying more weight than you should, it's not your strategy, it's your pattern. There's a hidden way that you lead that's shaping your money, your success, and your peace. And until you see it, you'll keep working harder than you have to. The Ascension Archetypes quiz shows you in just 3 minutes what's been driving your business behind the scenes and what needs to shift so that you can finally experience the overflow you're desiring. It's fast, it's free, and it will give you the language for why things feel harder than they should right now. Go now to movetomillionsquiz.com to find out which archetype is running your business today. Hey, I hate to interrupt the goodness that's happening right now in this episode, but I need you to do me a quick favor. If this episode is blessing your life and business right now, will you take a few moments and rate and review the show? Your words help more millions-minded entrepreneurs find us and step into their next level. All right, thank you so much. Let's get back into the conversation because we're just getting started. I remember when I was about 6 years old. I was at the grocery store with my mom, and I was standing in the checkout line with her. And you know how today, when you go in the grocery store, you see all the candy? You know, I don't exactly remember when that started, but I want you to imagine that kind of moment, right? At some point in time during our travels and selecting the groceries, I picked up a little something for myself. I wanted it, and I didn't think it was a small thing. I grabbed it, I held it close when we got up to the register, put it up there. But before I could even ask my mom, she smacked my hand and looked at me with an expression that said, "Don't even try it." Y'all know the one. You probably, if you're a parent, you have delivered that look to your child. And then she said something that I will never forget. It still haunts me from time to time. And that is, money is only for what we need. That moment shaped me, y'all. It wasn't just about the candy that I wasn't going to get to eat. It literally planted a seed in my subconscious, in my nervous system that said, desire is dangerous. Desire is not safe. When you desire something, you get smacked. That wanting something just because you want it is wasteful. It's irresponsible. It's wrong. And for years, decades, if I'm being honest, I would catch myself, even as the 8-figure CEO that I am today, saying the same thing that she did, but I don't need it, as if needing it was the only justification for getting it. And here's what I want you to understand. I had to unlearn a powerful truth, and that is that money is not just for survival. Money is also for pleasure, for comfort, for beauty. Money is for just because. I now have an account called my just because I can. Actually, it's called my because I can money. Here's what we know. Money is a tool, and it is meant to respond to your vision, not just your basic needs. So I want to invite you to create your own because I can money account. So instead of calling it an emergency account, because if you call it an emergency account, all of these emergencies will pop up, call it a because I can account, right? I fly first class because I can, right? I sit in the front row seats in the theater because I can, right? If I'm taking my husband to see a basketball game, we sitting up front because we can. All of this is important that you know and understand, and it's going to be what really makes a difference for you as you move along in the process. There are some patterns likely in your life experience right now that show up again and again, and I don't believe it's just for you. I see it in all types of high achieving CEOs that are running businesses that want to generate high 6, 7, or even 8 figures. And these money origin, we'll call them archetypes, they create invisible ceilings. These are personalities. So let's walk through them. Number 1, the survivor means you grew up in lack or instability. You feel unsafe when money comes, so you hoard or overwork. Your root wound is I must earn to feel safe. The second is the martyr. They're taught that wealth is selfish. So they overgive, they undercharge, and they fear being seen as greedy. The root wound is if I have more, someone else has less. I want you to see where you see yourself here. The third is the performer. You're rewarded for productivity. You tie your worth to achievement. You don't feel deserving of rest or overflow. The root wound is that you have to prove that you are worthy in order to receive whatever it is that you desire to receive. The next one is the outsider. This is the person that didn't grow up around money. You feel like you don't belong in spaces of abundance and overflow. Your root wound is people like me don't get to be rich. The provider is another. This is a person who took on adult responsibility very early. You were the oldest sibling, your parent got sick, you had to get a job, like all of that, right? And now you feel guilt whenever you attempt to prioritize yourself. Your root wound, it's selfish to put yourself first. Here's what I want you to know and understand. Your business is not experiencing the level of growth that you desire because of strategy. It's not where you desire it to be because your nervous system is still loyal to your origin story, to your root wound, to what you've been telling yourself is the truth, to the tape that is playing over and over and over in your mind. I have a colleague who on paper was doing everything right. She had all the systems, the strategy, the marketing. It was completely dialed in. Every time she launched, people bought. Every time she spoke, she closed sales. Like, it was the bomb, and it was beautiful to really watch. But here's the kicker. No matter what she did, she could not seem to cross more than the same revenue ceiling. It just didn't make sense. It was not logical. There was literally no logical reason why she kept repeating the same milestone. So I invited her to lunch. Don't ask me why I do these things and sit and ponder, because I just want all of my people to be doing all the things, right? So one day I invited her to lunch and she told me something that stopped me dead in my tracks. She said, growing up, every time my mom got a little extra money, something bad would happen. The car would break down. Somebody would get sick. And she'd say, see, this is why we don't get to get ahead. And it instantly made sense to me, y'all. It made so much sense because that became her subconscious money rule. If I make more, something bad will happen. And you know you'll have what you say, right? Like, no matter what it is that you say, you are so powerful. You are given dominion, power, and authority over all things. And if you speak it, it'll be. That's what'll happen. So, you know, that's what happened for her. Every time she got close to expansion, her body would pull her back. She'd get sick. A team member would quit. Or she'd suddenly feel burnt out. Her nervous system was doing its job. It was attempting to keep her safe, according to her old origin story that she was still living and the tape that was incessantly running in her subconscious mind. You know, your subconscious mind thinks way more than your conscious. There's 60,000 thoughts a day on average a person has. Only 3,000 are conscious. When she finally faced her belief head on and rewrote it, when she realized that she could be blessed without something breaking, something clicked for her and everything changed. Her business didn't just grow, it stabilized. Oh, there is nothing like some good old stability. Because she was no longer trying to scale from a story that said abundance equals danger. And that is why I always say strategy can't fix what your subconscious still fears. Somebody needs to put that on a t-shirt. It's probably going to need to be an extra long one because subconscious is a long word. Now, until you deal with the origin of your story, the pattern will always repeat. What holds us back are the stories that we tell ourselves. And I'm not talking about the conscious stories that we tell. I'm talking about the subconscious stories that we tell. If your conscious is saying one thing and your subconscious is saying the other, your subconscious is winning. And that is usually the story that is going to prevent the breakthrough that you most desire to experience. Now, here's what we know. Before you can scale your revenue, you're going to have to shift your financial identity. It's why I'm holding the 7-Figure Shift workshop and I'm opening up a brand new program called Sanctuary later this year. You must renounce the vows that you made in childhood. Examples like, I'll never be like them, or I have to do it alone. That I'm never going to be like them. You think you're saying something powerful, but you're actually cementing that you're going to stay there. Healing your financial identity is actually what makes scaling safe for your nervous system and your soul. So I want you to ask yourself, what vow did you make about money in childhood? And what did your caregivers model for you about money and wealth and possessions? And what does your younger self still believe about what is possible? You're going to have to answer these questions if you want to begin the journey of doing the work that's going to make a difference, because you cannot build a new financial future from an old financial identity. It ain't happening, Captain. Like, nothing you can do to make it happen. You must make your life, your business, your relationship with money your sanctuary, not a survival mechanism. Yes, there is a reason your strategy feels stalled. And I bet you didn't realize it's spiritual. Discover your divine wiring, which informs how you lead, where you sabotage, and how to shift in order to scale with the Move to Millions Ascension Archetype Quiz. In less than 3 minutes, you'll learn what's really blocking your money, your momentum, and your mission. Take the quiz today at movetomillionsquiz.com.
My best-selling book, Move to Millions, the proven framework to become $1 million CEO with grace and ease instead of hustle and grind, is now available on Audible. That's right. You can listen to nugget after nugget, strategy after strategy, and chapter after chapter designed to help you to position your business for 7 figures with grace and ease instead of hustle and grind. Go to Audible today to get your Audible copy of Move to Millions.
Now, in the next episode, we're going to go a little bit deeper and we're going to talk about what happens after you start to break those vows from your origin story. Because sometimes, even when you make more money, the guilt still lingers. And we actually need to talk about what to do when that happens, right? And what to do when more makes you feel bad. And what to do when more causes tension in your body. And what to do when more actually prevents you from bringing it in, just the mere thought of it. This is the work that we are doing with our clients. This is what I'm seeing invariably over and over and over. I have so many stories of clients that we tracked the pattern. We found out where the belief was coming from. We reassociated it. We got to the root wound. We made the shift. We reinforced it by making them feel safe in their body. We allowed them to anchor in to a new truth. They believed the new truth. We practiced the new truth. They anchored into it consistently through somatic practice. And today they are winning financially. Here's what I know is possible for you, especially when you join me for the 7-figure shift. You can release the story that kept you safe. And you can honor where you came from without recreating it every single time you want to make a move. You can choose your identity over income, and you can decide that you are no longer afraid of abundance and that you are actually safe with overflow. We're going to start this journey in my 7-figure shift workshop, and we're going to continue it in my brand new program, Sanctuary. I'll tell you more about it later. Now, this is the episode to share with your friends. So I want you to go listen, tag me in your story, and share it with someone who needs to remember that their past does not have to shape their prosperity. And I want you to make sure that you join me for the next episode, because we're going to get into the guilt, the sabotage, and the upper limits that come after you are successful. Oh, the stories I will tell you next week. Some of them are my own, some of them are of colleagues, and some of them are just of things I've observed in the market. Now, you're not who you used to be. And the whole reason why I'm doing this For the Love of Money series is to make sure that we get to cement the identity that is the key to your overflow and expansion, and most assuredly, your move to millions. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Thank you for tuning in to the Move to Millions podcast. Every legacy-led CEO has a divine design, and yours is waiting to be revealed. Take the Ascension Archetype Quiz at movetomillionsquiz.com to uncover how you're wired for wealth and what needs to shift to make your next move with grace and ease instead of hustle and grind. And if this episode blessed you, do me a favor, subscribe, rate, and leave us a review. And always remember, millions are your birthright, and to access them, you need only move.